Hello and welcome to Fools HQ. It's time for our half-year roundup of albums. Album of the year 2024 so far. We are approaching July, halfway through the year. That's why we're doing it.
Wow, that's so clear.
Love that. Top 5 we're doing. Again, I've ordered them. I don't know if the boys have.
No.
But I think it's important to preface. I don't really think any of us are really that set on any of these lists. I know I like these albums.
Prefacing this.
Face is so pre for you. I personally like all these albums on my list. Some of them I've not.
That's good.
Some of them I've not.
Progressive.
Yeah, some of them I've not revisited as much as their placement would suggest. So I've gone off how they made me feel the first time, which might be a silly way to do things, but that's the way I've done them. We have Rachel Chinouriri with "What a Devastating Turn of Events." I wasn't expecting to like this album anywhere near as much as I did. I saw her support Block Party when I saw them in Leeds last year, and I thought she was great. Fun pop songs. But I didn't think a whole album would really entertain me as much as this does, without sounding ignorant or adverse to pop music. I don't know if that makes sense, but I am adverse to pop music because most of it's shit. But this is not. The Hills is my favourite song off this album. I think it's a great song. And it would have been in my top 10 songs of the year, but technically it was released in 2023 as a single. So you knackered yourself there, Rachel, I'm afraid. Otherwise, you'd have been on two of my lists for the year.
Gutted.
I know. What higher accolade could one want? I got this on record. I've actually got all of my top 5 on record, but that wasn't a stipulation this year because I don't have them funds anymore.
So do I.
It's very good. There's enough in there that keeps it interesting. The Hills is quite heavy. Never Need Me is quite heavy, leaning into like indie pop. But there's also some really good vocal takes and emotional lyrics and performances and all of that jazz. So it's good. I recommend it if you're into a fun pop time. In at 4, we have Kings of Leon with Can We Please Have Fun? I speak on behalf of everyone. We were very surprised at how much we enjoyed this album. We did think that Kings of Leon were over the hill, shall we say. I always keep hold of hope for the band because I know we all do, but love the first 5 albums in particular, and it's nosedived lately. But I think they've half gone back in the right direction this time. I think they could have gone a bit further, but positive signs, give them credit where it's due. My favourite tracks from the album are Actual Daydream. I think that's brilliant. The chorus on that is tip top. Nowhere to Run, a very surprising single. I don't know which one of you mentioned that it should have probably been the first single released prior to the album. I agree. Yeah, it would have been a very much a moment. And Scene, which was on my Song of the Year list, which you can find here if it's released before this video comes out. If not, I'm sure Liam will do that in retrospect. Yeah, very good. Hope they go more into this direction, but take it further and just, whack the distortion pedal on a bit more. In at 3, we have Courting with New Last Name, another album based on the singles prior to the release. I wasn't anticipating being on the list. I enjoyed them, but they didn't hit anywhere near as much as guitar music. For me, I think it's important to differentiate the 2 albums. I put them on when I want different things from the same band. This one's very much more accessible. I can put it on pretty much any given moment. It's still about half an hour, so it's just nice and easy. Still some good songs. Again, The Hills. Turns out I love The Hills in 2024. Hills are alive.
Big year for Hills.
Big year for Hills. Yeah, I was going to make a really bad joke, then I'm not going to do it.
Go on.
No, I'm not going to do it. It was going to be about the Moors murders, but I can't think of a way to do it. Yeah, you've thrown me off now. Emily G is a song that's really grown on me. I really like The Wedding. We Look Good Together, and as I said there, The hills.
Stop talking about the hills.
Get it too. We have Adrianne Lenker with Bright Future. This is an album I've not revisited pretty much at all because of how much of a gutter punch it is to listen to. Just the opening track, straight in, Real House, is just, you've got to prepare to listen to that. Beautiful. No amount of words can do this album justice, I don't think. I think it's a little bit too much at times, but that's not a disrespect to Adrianne Lenker. It's an event to listen to it, I think. And you've got to really be feeling some type of way when you're not forced to listen to it from YouTube channel constraints. But yeah, it's an album that I'll hold dear in my heart forever if I ever return to it as a full thing, which honestly, and I hope I don't, because I'll be really, really sad. And in at number 1, any guesses, boys?
Yakada.
Ding, ding, ding. Well done. Yeah, Bill
Wow,
Ryder-Jones. Yakada. Yeah, it's not a surprise to anyone who knows me, but it's fucking wonderful. I love this album. I love Bill. I still think West Kirby County Primary is my favourite Bill Ryder-Jones album. It's probably more to do with the nostalgia that it holds. But I think this is just fantastic. I know that It's Like This Baby is a wonderful tune. Bad Wind Blows in My Heart, Part 3. I could go through them all and say how great they are. Lyrically, wonderful. I think I understand that his vocals are a little bit Marmite. They're very... I don't know, but Marmite? I just think this... Yeah, but they're just... I don't know. For me, they really add to the emotion of the song, and it's just wonderful. If you've not heard it, go and listen to it. You'll have a great time. And that's my top 5 with an honorary mention to a murderer.
Yeah, no, really good.
Really,
well done.
Yeah.
You did a great job.
Glad you brought that back up. Yep.
Yeah, we didn't get past that at all.
Not advocating it.
No.
What? You're not advocating murder, no?
No, certainly not. No, that would be a bad thing, wouldn't it? I don't think anyone can get on with that. Thanks for that, Colin.
Sure, some people would.
Yeah. Let's not pander to them. I'm gonna go next, okay? And mine aren't in order. Because I suffer from the same issue that Calm's mentioned of, I haven't revisited these albums enough, and so I just don't feel wholly confident to rank them in any particular way. But I'm pretty confident that these are what I would consider the best 5 albums of the year thus far. So the first one I want to mention is, which one should I go with first? Is the new Elbow album, Audio Vertigo. This was a big shocker when it came out. Was not expecting to be kind of blown away by an Elbow album in. It's quite hard to say that Elbow album.
Oh, Elbow.
In 2024, particularly not to the degree that this album provides. From the first couple singles that came out, being I think it was Lover's Leap and Baloo. Just great tunes, and the rest of the album very much delivered. Great variety, subverting expectations left, right, and centre, and just a good listen to. Big up Elbow, 2024, the year of the elbow. Next up is the latest Future Islands album, People Who Aren't There Anymore.
Bloody hell.
Forgot that was a thing.
Is that a shocker, that one, guys? Blown away.
To be the top 5 best, yeah.
Listen, I'm not criticising yours.
You do you, boo.
Yeah. I've told you how much I've struggled with this top 5. Just a solid album. Solid album, again, from Future Islands. They very distinct sound that could easily become a bit stale. They could be rehashing the same ideas. ideas. But I really do think of this latest album, they managed to keep it fresh, they managed to keep it interesting, change it up on a number of songs. Some of the highlights: the thief, the fight, the garden wheel. It's like a Narnia book. But just great, you know. I love the vocals. I love just their overall sound. It's very, very easy to listen to for me. In any circumstance, it's a great driving album, and just full of some great hooks. You know, solid songwriting.
Peter.
Yep, that's the one. Next is The Smile with Wall of Eyes. I feel like if you go back and listen to the review we did of this, I'll give you a much better rundown of why I enjoyed this album. Because I think I did pretty well there. I'm going to link that up there. I think I did quite well in that review, from memory. But just another great, very interesting, very intriguing album from The Smile. Something only they could pull off, you know, and still keep it kind of interesting to someone who doesn't listen to this kind of shit. Generally, you know, saying that as one of the biggest Radiohead fans on the planet. That's me. Yeah, number one. Count me as number one Radiohead fan. No one's a bigger fan.
This guy who was raised in lasers was also the number one Radiohead fan.
I've got a Radiohead tattoo. You know, that says enough about me.
That would make you the biggest fan.
Fucking loser. But I do think they, you know, as I said on the original review they did, the fact that they can keep the Smile stuff so separate and interesting and still appealing to fans of other Radiohead stuff, other Tom York stuff in particular, it is a testament to just the musicianship from the guys, you know. It's just incredible, and they can really put together some weird stuff that's very enjoyable to listen to, especially songs like Friend of a Friend. You know, that one in particular is just the song, one of the songs of the year, I would say. One of the songs of ever. Next up is, I will go to Adrianne Lenker with A Bright Future. For all the reasons Callum gave. Beautiful, haunting album, but full of hope as well. Again, the album review, we did that one, is probably worth a listen. One, again, I've not revisited, I think, at all. But I feel like it's embedded itself in a way, you know? I know it. It knows me. We know each other. We've been together forever. And I feel like it's one of those that, you know, on my deathbed, I will see an image of the album for some reason. Who knows? Maybe I'm flicking from a record collection. And it will just fill me, you know? I don't need to listen to it. It will fill me up. And I will die.
Like a Christmas stocking.
And I will die.
Wow.
Yeah. Adrianne Lenker's going to kill me one day. And that's a fact. And the last one is the debut album from Lime Garden. It is the debut album, isn't it, guys? I'm not making that up.
Correct.
Yes, One More Thing. It's called One More Thing. It's just full of rip snorters, if I'm being honest. You know, you've got Love Song, you've got I Want to Be You. I said that really weirdly. Just great tunes. And I think they managed to fill the rest of the album up pretty well as well, you know? I enjoyed it when it came out. I've not revisited as much as I would have hoped, I think, but I haven't got a bad word to say about it. Probably apart from the bad words I said about it in the album review that's up there. So yeah, that's my 5, guys.
Liam,
Please.
I wasn't listening 100%. Did you include Lucy Rose in that?
You're just asking me, were you listening at all?
No, but did you?
I didn't know.
That surprises me.
Oh, get a life.
I thought you liked that a lot more than Lime Garden.
Well, listen, just wait. Just wait.
4?
But I was going to say at the end, is there any honourable mentions we could throw in? You know, once everyone's given their top 5s.
Yeah, no.
So shut up and, you know, enjoy the ride. God damn
I
it.
don't like it when mum and dad argue.
I didn't make my only mentions.
What?
My top 5, me. I'm starting off with no ranking going on here. Audio Vertigo by Elbow. What a solid piece of work from a band that, besides the obvious songs, I've never given much time to. Really surprised by how intricate all these songs were, but also accessible. And what Liam said, just so I don't have to speak anymore on it. And what Liam said.
I'll insert that. I'll just reinsert my bit there.
Please, can you AI it so it looks like my mouth moving though, and use my voice?
Okay, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm not asking much. Next up is Can We Please Have Fun by Kings of Leon. Yes, we finally can have fun again. We like Kings of Leon, and when they do stuff like this, it reminds us why. But yeah, the same singles, annoyingly, Hal got there first, so it's going to sound like I'm copying him. Nowhere to Run, Actual Daydream, and Scene are definitely the highlights for me. I do also like Split Screen. That was the first of the singles at the time that they released that I was aware of. A lot of I don't know what the word is to cover there, but yeah, no, I like that one a lot. Next up is Tank by Idols, which I'll be honest with you, have I revisited it? No. Do I know I really like it? Yes. And that's all that really matters for a list like this. Next up, an album that I have listened to a hell of a lot. Rap by Charli XCX. I rated this quite highly on the review, which came as a surprise to myself as well, because I wasn't really that bothered about the singles, but I have just listened to this album non-stop. Talk, fucking on replay. Sympathy is a Knife, what a stonker. And those singles have elevated in quality, in my opinion, as well. Now I've got context of the album. Number one is, be sick of hearing about this, is Bright Future by Adrianne Lenker.
Oh, dear.
Again, I've not revisited this. I think we might know what could be on our joint list at the end of the year.
We might have to revisit it.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, like the colder
months
will be a nice.
We should do it together. We should hold hands and do it together.
I'd love that.
Yeah.
Sorry, Biscuit. And I what was I doing? Oh yeah, I've not listened to it in a while. In the car, on shuffle, all the songs I've got. This version of Vampire Empire came on, and without hearing the rest of the album, I was like, "Oh my god, this is such a happy song." It feels like it anyway. And I think I prefer this version to the Big Thief one.
I just can't get on board with it. I'm sorry. I know you didn't ask, but I'm telling
No,
you.
I didn't. But you're still speaking. Mad that really.
Yeah, mad here.
It was just something about the energy of it is a sound. I'm not speaking. Something about the energy of this song is just great. I think that's why I prefer it. But yeah, the whole album it's just heavy, and it's too difficult to go through when I'm not in that mood. It's a weird one because you don't really want to be in the mood that the album needs you to be in when you're listening to it, but it's a great accompaniment to that mood, and that being depression. So that's been my top 5 albums. Anyone got any mentions? Anyone?
Oh, what a lovely way to steal my segue.
Sorry?
Oh, no, it doesn't matter. Listen, I did want to ask about honorary mentions because I have one, funnily enough. And
I wonder what it is.
This may come as a surprise to all of you, particularly you, Callum. I have a couple. One being Lucy Rose, Lucy Rose, with This Ain't the Way You Go Out. Great album, beautifully constructed and performed. Another was Big Sigh by Marika Hackman. Basically the same reasons. Another great album. That those two are kind of They're different, but they kind of feel they fill the same hole for me. And the last one being Engines of Honey by Bull. Great sophomore album by Bull. As I've said to these guys a million times, I just wish I'd listened to it more because it probably would have ended up on the 5, but I just don't feel equipped enough to say that. So they're my only mentions. Yanni, do you happen to have any? Essentially.
Yes, I do. Thank you. I would have said One More Thing by Lime Garden because the singles from that I really like, apart from Nepotism Baby or whatever the fucking song's called. But everything else that was released single I really like. Again, I put down Engines of Honey without revisiting it, but I do know that when we talked about it, we were all very positive about it. We did talk about it, didn't we? I'm not making that up. Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe surprisingly, I put Clancy by 21 Pilots down, because I did like quite a lot of the songs on that, to be honest with you. So that's why it's there. Thanks.
Carl, any only mentions you can think off the top of your head?
There's none that I've listed, but Tank was close in hindsight to making it on the list. I really enjoyed the Dua Lipa album when I listened to that a few times when it came out. Not had any urge to revisit, but it's a fun time. Brat, maybe, but I think that's more a case of me liking specific moments rather than the whole thing. Other than that, I can't think of any others, but I'm sure there's plenty. Are there any albums that have been announced so far that are coming before the end of 2024 that you foresee the possibility that they will be on your
I understand
final
what
list?
the question is. Please stop.
Come, please hold it.
Romance, Fontaine's DC.
Yep.
I think that's the main one at the moment, to be honest with you.
Nick Cave as well for me.
Oh, yeah.
I'm looking forward to the new Porches album and the new MJ Lenderman album.
Nice.
Guys, did you hear me? Did you hear that, guys?
Nice.
Yeah, I can't think of
that's been, as we've said multiple times, probably on this video, that's been our top 5 albums of the year so far for 2024. Join us at the end of the year when we'll give you our top 10. And
Please
obviously
before that.
and our joint, obviously, Fool's ranked albums of the year at that point. If you've enjoyed the video, then show it by liking it and comment down below. I don't know, anything you want, really. I don't care.
Your favorite albums of 2024 so far?
That's
just name an album.
Name any album, really.
Yeah, just name one album. Can you name one album?
Then, if you
found a music,
correctly name an album of any time, then your prize is that you have to subscribe to us. Ding the bell, and you just remember we're halfway there.
Whoa.